Hi, I'm Paul Harrington. I'm a police officer with the Jupiter Police Department, where I've been an officer for 25 years. For the last 10 years, I've been assigned as the digital forensic examiner. Digital forensics is also known as computer forensics, is the process of collecting, examining, and documenting digital evidence in a forensically sound manner. To do this, I use specialized hardware and software that allows me to look for evidence on electronic devices without altering the original data. Some traditional devices that I look at are computers, cell phones, and storage drives. However, digital evidence can be stored on any type of electronic device, such as smartwatches, cars, and gaming systems. One of the important parts of conducting digital exams on electronic devices is to ensure that the original data is not altered at all. Some examples of the hardware I use to do this are a write blocker, which connects between my forensic computer and the hard drive, and this prevents my computer from writing any data to the hard drive, preventing any altering of the original data. And this box here is called a Faraday box, and it's made from certain materials that blocks electromagnetic fields. And we use this for mobile devices to prevent them from connecting to cellular networks, Wi-Fi networks, and Bluetooth. And this prevents the owner of the cell phone from remotely wiping or erasing data. It's any type of crime that we have that involves, that has an electronic device connected to it, I'm usually involved in. In addition, I also do video forensics. So I have training on collecting surveillance videos and working with them to produce evidence from there.
We are a reactive. We're not proactive. We're a reactive team. So what we do is we wait for the phone to ring, basically, and we are told where to go, or we monitor the radios. And if we do hear something that we can assist in, we will volunteer to go. That's how we get sent to calls. Once we're on the scene, our job is to basically to photograph and to document the scene via taking evidence, taking photographs, taking notes, just the various things that we do, collecting evidence, and then bringing it back to the department where we, in this lovely lab, we process that evidence a little further to get better evidence. We're called out on just about anything that warrants us to be out there. We can go to something as simple as a burglary, and I don't want to call it simple because every crime is traumatic for the victim. So, but we're called out to burglaries, we're called out to vehicle thefts, right up to homicide scenes. So the majority of what we do at Jupiter tends to be the property crimes, and then we will do unattended deaths that include suicides, overdoses, deaths. It could even be a natural death, but there's no doctor that will sign the death certificate, so we go out and investigate it as a homicide to begin with. And through our evidence, we are able to determine that it's not a homicide, it's a lesser crime, or it's a non-criminal crime. Jupiter Police Department Crime Scene Unit consists of 2 people, and we work on a regular schedule. Then we are on call. I think it's very important to have a crime scene investigation unit. Number one, we give special care and treatment to all crimes, all victims of crimes. When you have somebody who specializes and has been trained to process scenes and to look for the proper things that we need to look for, to come back and take that evidence and find even more significant evidence. That's special treatment that if you don't have that team working for your agency, you're not going to get. Or you will have to call in special people to come in from other agencies, which may result in long-term delays in their crimes even getting investigated or solved. And us being here right in the palm of their hands, they're getting the best of the best. So.
My first year when I got hired by the Jupiter Police Department, I was assigned to road patrol, and I was a police officer. A police officer takes the initial report once a crime has been committed. The victim files a report with that police officer. That police officer then writes a report, submits it to his supervisor, and then our supervisor every morning reads those police reports. And if it's a case that fits the criteria for a detective to investigate, then they'll assign it to a detective. And then we do the follow-up part of the investigation. We get additional information from victims, witnesses. We try to get surveillance videos, collect evidence, and that's what we do. And then we just kind of finish the investigation. We file a case with the state attorney's office, or we'll make an arrest. Once that happens, then the case goes to a prosecutor here at the state attorney's office. So basically, each detective is considered general assignment, and what I mean by general assignment is we investigate serious crimes such as homicides, robberies, sex crimes, crimes against children. So we're all considered general assignment. And even though we're considered general assignment, each detective specializes in one type of crime or another. We have one detective that investigates or specializes in sex crimes. We have another that specializes in crimes against children. I specialize in economic crimes, fraud cases. Some examples are identity theft, embezzlement, money laundering. So my background is in accounting, so I like the numbers part of the investigation. So. To keep their personal information private, change their passcodes on their email addresses. Try not to open up email addresses that are unfamiliar to them. If they get phone calls, I mean, usually credit card companies don't make phone calls. They usually send stuff to you in the mail. So.